Okay. We got a line of Microsoft and Activision Blizzard stuff, obviously with BlizzCon being that aspect. Here's the first one I got here before talking about BlizzCon. New policy: no more unofficial accessories starting November 12th. So in a week. Their devices will, people who are using unofficial accessories will be blocked. They'll be those devices will be blocked. There are approved third-party devices though that will not be blocked. Obviously, Microsoft's first line accessories are good to go. Third-party accessories, I think, should be good to go. There was something involving also if you had an accessory that was plugged in specifically to the console. There was something like that. So like Microsoft has further clarified that users who connect USB devices through the Xbox adaptive controller for accessibility purposes will not be impacted. Microsoft plans that this may be related to Microsoft expanding its program for approved third-party wireless controllers. Most Xbox third-party controllers right now are wired. So there were some companies that are affected by this. There was a list of them, actually, which I'm going to try and find right now. So one of the brands feeling the heat from this upcoming change is Brook Gaming, known for its third-party gaming accessories. With reports of problems cropping up on some of their products, they took to Twitter to address the issue. So this one of these companies happened to not necessarily be a part of the approved third-party accessories, we'll say. Mm-hmm. And as a result, actually, I'm going to zoom into this page a little bit because it's hard to see. As a result, there are problems in particular with the error code that we saw at the top of the page. So let me just add a little bit more context to this. Brook's statement highlights a series of issues that have been plaguing third-party unlicensed accessories, particularly since the rollout of console build blah 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 blah, which was released on October 16th. So since this console update, unlicensed accessories have been having issues. So I think it's interesting. So they have this like, why is Microsoft doing this section? Microsoft is lifting restrictions on the ability for third-party hardware manufacturers to build wireless accessories for Xbox Series X and S devices. They're giving some examples of some third-party accessories that are being approved for wireless controllers. Microsoft previously had no easy path for third-party manufacturers to get wirelessness into their controllers, with only headsets getting approval via a special Microsoft security chip. Now we're hearing that Microsoft does have an approval process for official third-party wireless controllers, and this new restriction may be a result of new security measures to put restrictions on inputs that could circumvent play or inject unfair advantages. So this here, I'm highlighting it. This is why they're doing this. This is it. The restrictions are here because they want more third-party approved wireless controllers, and as a result, they have to be careful that those people are not trying to put unfair advantages into games. Potentially also just inject something into the console somehow that could cause a security issue. So I think personally this is fair. I think this is all fair that they're allowed to do this.
On its face, it looked bad, but if you look a little deeper, I think it's reasonable. And I didn't realize at first it was only like this only affects wireless. Wired this it doesn't.
Wired, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter for wired. It's wireless, which again, like for me, this seems 100% reasonable after reading. Like the first time you see the article, you're like, wait, that doesn't seem fair. But
on the headline, it looks like, oh, Microsoft is just saying you can't use any controllers other than our controllers, so go buy our controllers and F all those other things. But that's really not it at all, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I think this is actually, once you read a little deeper, this is pretty reasonable, and I would assume there will be some sort of approval process
Right.
for third-party accessories that they'll have to go through, like with
Yeah.
Microsoft, if they want to develop a wireless controller for Xbox. So
And I'm sure those other unlicensed accessories could easily do this path. They could easily just do this path, try and go through the process, and get approval. I think they 100% are able to do that. You just have to do it.
yeah.
So I think they'll be okay. If
Originally, I saw people saying like, "Oh, so like fight sticks aren't gonna work anymore on Xbox, or like certain controllers for like disabled people and stuff like that aren't gonna work on this," and like that doesn't seem to be the case at all. You just need to.
They did have to give updates after the article, this particular article released.
Yeah.
So at the top, involving particularly accessibility. So this one. Further clarification on how the new enforcement policies may impact accessibility devices. Users that are connected to the USB will not be impacted. So that was one of the ways they ensured that the devices specifically for accessibility will not be affected. But yes, I mean that is a very reasonable concern. That somebody who may be coming in, reading an article like this, and being like, "Hey, what the hell? You know, what about my device that I need because I need it for accessibility purposes?"
Yeah.
Like that seems totally reasonable to be able to see this the first time and go, "Hey, this is ridiculous." But given that information has finally been answered,
yeah,
and kind of understanding why they're doing it, it all makes sense to me.
Yep, I agree.
So, okay, I don't have anything else for this one.
No.
Perfect. Okay, let's talk about BlizzCon. Actually, let's talk about Call of Duty first. Let's do Call of Duty first. BlizzCon's gonna be bigger. I have a couple of screenshots here for Call of Duty that we're gonna jump to. So this is a video from Yang Yao. Does great work, but I'm sure we could have dug up all sorts of articles for this, frankly, because this game is coming out for everybody next week on the 10th, I believe. COD Modern Warfare 3 launch going very poorly. Let's talk about this. Let's just start from the very beginning. Apparently, if you turned your Xbox on, you were greeted with a Call of Duty advertisement. Well,
yep.
Yeah. Okay. Microsoft, please do not do this. Do not do this. Don't have people booting up a console and immediately getting an ad.
A full screen
yeah,
ad.
let's not do this. Maybe you have like the ad be one of the little UI square options that you see when you get to choose your game. Like maybe have it be one of those, I guess, somewhere else. Like if you're gonna,
you can plaster it all over the store when we go to the store.
You can do that. That's totally fine. You're within your rights. If I boot up my console, though, I don't want to see this stupid ad that is all over. And I can exit it. Like, it's not like a problem of exiting it. It's more just like, we don't want to see these types of ads anymore, and we don't want to have these become a consistent theme. Like, yes, I can click exit. Totally fine. No problem. Would do that. But don't make this a pattern that is going to be consistently developing.
I saw some people saying that, like, obviously this is a bit of like a slippery slope argument, but it's like, well, all right, is it next we gonna get a full screen like Subway ad when I boot up my console? It's like, come on.
So obviously, yes, I'd be concerned more about, am I going to get a full screen Diablo ad, or am I going to get a full screen Halo ad? You know, that's the slippery slope I'm worried about. Is like Microsoft has, obviously it's their product, it's a first party game now. Call of Duty's a first party game now. I'm concerned that I'm going to consistently get first party game ads like this, and I don't want that. Let's just not do that. Let's cut that out. Just cut it out. So yeah, that's annoying. First piece, really annoying. Second piece. I'm gonna keep going. Okay. Next one. When you try and start the campaign, you get a disk required error that's asking for the Modern Warfare 2 PS4 disk. This was before. This was fixed already.
But
Yeah, they fixed it.
this is just a very clear case of you're reusing code. You're reusing
I
your
mean,
code.
I mean, come on, you know they do
You're-
that. You know they.
You're reusing your code and you're not even double checking. This should have been caught immediately. This should have been caught by somebody immediately before this launched. How did this not get caught is my question. So that's like, to me, it's like there's some
It's
issues.
weird.
Yeah.
It's sometimes stuff slips through the cracks in QA. Like it's kind of hard to believe that this one would, but obviously it did.
Yeah, it makes me feel like nobody tried the campaign in the studio. Like, did anybody try it? Did you try it? Did you even try booting it up? Like, how did you not see this? So this is like there are some errors you can't catch. I get that. It's like really hard to catch. Completely reasonable that it falls through the cracks. You know, sure. I get that. Trust me, I get that. As do you. You completely understand that. This one to me should have been caught. This is one of those that should have been caught. And to me, I think even if your QA team didn't catch it, your dev team should have caught it. So that
now that I'm thinking about it, with like QA, I don't think they use disk builds very often, if at all.
Mm-hmm.
So it's maybe that like the physical version really wasn't tested at all, and so when you're using the physical version, it like gives you this. I don't know. Like,
well, that's the thing. Like, this should have been caught. A developer should have caught this. They should have caught it. Even if QA didn't catch it, dev should have caught it. You should be testing every build. You should be testing as many as possible, considering Call of Duty's team is not tiny. It's not 5 people. It's hundreds. It's hundreds. So this should have been caught. Ridiculous that nobody caught it. Let me keep skipping ahead. This is still the disk issue. Okay. Apparently, and we'll skip ahead to this a little bit as well, just so we can see it. The Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 campaign is 4 hours long.
Yep.
Huh. Look, I get it. Most people are playing Call of Duty for the multiplayer. Got it. You're playing Warzone. You're playing the Call of Duty like traditional modes, deathmatch, all that. They had 2 years to work on this game. I think it's reasonable to have a campaign that's more than 4 hours.
And apparently, from what I've heard, most of the campaign is just like recycled, like parts of the Warzone map, basically, and there's like nothing to it, and it's just like, because they have these like open campaign levels or whatever, and it's just like it's just like playing Warzone. It's like there's just part of the Warzone map, and you just like go in there and do some like generic like crap objectives, and it's just boring as fuck, basically. So,
I know people who are like interested in the Call of Duty campaigns. I know those people now. I know a couple people like that. I don't want to be mean.
I mean, there are. I mean, I haven't played Call of Duty in a long time, and I haven't played the campaigns in even longer, but there were some good Call of Duty campaigns.
I agree.
There definitely were. The campaigns used to be good, and maybe even some of the more recent ones had good campaigns. I don't know the answer to that.
They might have. I don't know. I think I played Modern Warfare 1's campaign.
This is a freaking joke. Like,
I know that there are people that like the campaigns for Call of Duty. I liked like the first Modern Warfare campaign was so fun.
Yeah.
I liked like I think I played some of the Black Ops ones, like and those ones are just using the multiplayer maps, or the multiplayer maps are taking the campaign maps, right? Like, to me, I think that's reasonable to have your campaign maps basically be multiplayer maps, but you play through.
They're
objectives.
not one to. They're not. Like
and they're not. No,
one.
they're not. I'm just
it's
saying.
The same environment. It's the same environments, obviously, but it's not like you literally just like take a multiplayer map and slap it in the campaign.
No,
like,
I know that. No, I know that. I'm just saying. Like, I'm saying that's fine. Like, I'm totally good with that kind of thing. I don't know why, but I'm less good with them just slapping the Warzone map into campaign. I'm a little bit less good with that. I don't know what the difference is for me, but there was more effort. I think I played Modern Warfare 3's campaign too, and Modern Warfare 2's campaign, like, That was obviously the one with the airport. That was a
Yep.
serious one. So I've played the campaigns before and I've enjoyed them. I enjoy them for what they are. It's very fun, like single player experience. They're not easy all the time too. You bump up the difficulty of those, they kick your ass.
The higher
hard.
difficulties are like the highest difficulty is BS, but whatever. Yeah.
But it's not like it's a joke.
No.
And I think
And generally they're fun, they're flashy. There's a lot of like, big kind of set piece,
Yeah.
action movie moments, basically, right?
Mhm.
And,
and I think I
so.
played the recent Modern Warfare one, the newest one.
Yeah.
I think I played that campaign a little bit, and I thought that was all right. I wasn't blown away, but it was like cool set pieces. Like there were some cool set piece like environments that weren't just this is Warzone map, this is campaign map. Like I appreciated it, but I also would like the campaigns to last more than 4 hours. I like it. I'm not saying like give me a 20-hour epic or 40.
Generally, they're not
epic.
that long. They're like maybe 6 to 8 hours.
Right.
Like that's kind of the standard.
And I'm okay with like 6 to 8 hours. Like I'm okay with 8 hours. 4 hours to me is like a joke. That is a joke. That's like 4 missions when I think about it in my head. I'm like, that's like 4 missions. 4 missions. 1 hour missions. That's a joke. I think that's a joke. It's horrible. And I feel bad for people who play Call of Duty and are like, yeah, I want to play the campaign. I feel bad for you because you're getting clowned on because there really isn't much care given at this point. When you have multiplayer in Warzone, they're gonna get 95% of the death time.
And zombies.
Yeah, zombies.
We'll see what they. I don't know. Maybe zombies was done without care again as well. We'll see.
I'm guessing it was done without care. Like unless they put microtransactions in it, it was done without care. That's what I'm gonna say. I don't even know if they had microtransactions before. Maybe I just echoed something into somebody's brain to put microtransactions into that.
Woof. And then
Let me keep going a bit. Apparently it's just being like IGN, by the way, gave this a 4.
Yep.
They gave it a 4, which IGN's pretty nice. IGN is a pretty nice, I think, review considering
they generally give things like pretty high reviews.
Yeah, they're generally nice. They gave this a 4 and called it boring. They called the campaign boring. I feel really bad for people who play Call of Duty campaigns now. I feel bad for you. I think you're getting trolled. I think you're just getting absolutely destroyed by Activision and Sledgehammer Games. I think you're just getting destroyed here because Warzone and multiplayer exist, and that's where they're going to put 95% of the dev effort. You get like table scraps, like you get crumbs, and I do feel bad that people still are looking forward to these campaigns because it's like, well, I want there to be good Call of Duty campaigns too, but I also know they're not going to put effort into it. They're not going to do it because that's not where the money's made, baby. They're only going to put it where the money's made. Especially this was still like pre-Microsoft coming in Activision. This was still Bobby coming in like...
Oh yeah, this has been in development for a couple of years.
Exactly. So this was still...
pre-Microsoft.
Bobby walked in and said, "You're not working on that campaign, right? That's not where the money's made, right? You're not working on it? Good. Okay, great. Yeah, put like 2 hours effort into it. Recycle some of the same stuff.
Yeah, just take the Warzone map and just make that the campaign. That's
Just
fine.
put the Warzone map in there. It'll be easier.
And then just like bring back some old characters that everybody loves for the nostalgia.
That's what they do. They just keep bringing back the older characters that people like. And I'm like, oh, that's... Yeah.
The story in this one, it's like it's Price and Soap who were like Modern Warfare 1 or 2.
Yeah, it's the characters people liked.
And then Makarov is like the villain. I watched a Moist Critical video on this, and he it was a cut of him playing through the entire campaign. It took him 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
To beat the campaign.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I'm sure he hated it.
He hated it, and the end was a joke.
Was it a cliffhanger?
I could spoil it. I can
No,
spoil
spoil
it
it.
if
Yes.
okay.
Nobody get.
Spoiler alert for Modern Warfare 3 campaign. At the end, you're like chasing down Makarov. You do the classic AC-130 part, and they're like, "Hey, shoot down that helicopter." Makarov's in the helicopter, so you shoot down the helicopter. Then you do this other mission where you're going through it. You're defusing. I think you're playing as Price. You're defusing a bomb, and then Makarov sneaks up on you, shoots Soap in the face, so Soap's dead. And then gets away.
But didn't they shoot? Okay. So he wasn't on the helicopter.
No, he wasn't on
Obviously.
the helicopter.
Shoots Soap or Price? Price in the
Soap.
face.
No,
Soap?
no, he shoots Soap in the face. You're playing as Price, and he shoots Soap in the face.
Okay, he shoots Soap in the face.
So Soap's dead.
Right.
And then like that's pretty much the end. You don't catch him. There's like an after credit scene where Price like goes to this. There was this like general guy who I think betrayed them at some point, so he finally kills that guy. So you get a little bit, but Makarov gets away, and basically you're right where you started. But Soap's dead.
So the whole point of the campaign is to to find and kill Makarov. You don't kill him. Soap dies, but you kill the general. That's not a resolution. That's like a half resolution. It's like, oh, well, we killed the betrayer, but that wasn't even the Oh my god. Oh wow. Ooh.
Yeah. So like the story's bad. The
Oh.
campaign is like boring. It's like boring as hell. It's only like 3 to 4 hours. It's a disaster. I highly recommend watching if you don't care about being spoiled, even though I know I already spoiled it. I highly recommend the Moist Critical video. It's like 20 minutes or something like that.
Oh,
It's
I
not
will
too
watch
long.
it. Like it's I want to see if there's other parts of this. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about the Call of Duty storage
Oh yeah, I
space.
forgot about this part of it too.
So Call of Duty requires 213 gigabytes of storage space. Before I talk about this, I actually want to give props to Blizzard for a second. In Diablo 4, I don't know what update this was added, but it must have been added after the game released. There is a checkbox now where you can say don't use high resolution assets. Okay? If you check this box for Diablo 4, your space requirement goes from like 86 gigabytes to 50. And they explicitly tell you should only check this on if you're using like a 4K device, if you can use 4K resolution. They specifically tell you. So I check it off.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you can check it off, and now it only requires 50 gigabytes. This is what's happening. Games like Call of Duty are putting high resolution imagery for 4K devices in these games, and this is what happens. You get an overbloated piece of shit storage space requirement, and I think it's ridiculous. From now on, game developers, I cannot believe I'm about to say this. You should look at what Blizzard does with Diablo 4. Put a fucking checkbox in that says don't use high-res assets.
Apparently that is an option in this, and that takes about 70 off, so it's like 150.
It's better. It is better, though. So that's the thing, is like, but that's my point, is like everybody should do this now. Everybody should have this checkbox. Turn off the 4K resolution assets. Clear off 70 gigs of storage space for us. And then I want to know where the other 150 is coming from. It's not coming from the campaign. I can tell you that much.
I've heard for this there's like 3 separate checkboxes. One is like campaign, one is like multiplayer zombies, and then there's high res, and each is about 70 to 80 or something like that. So it adds up to what this is. So
if I turn off,
I don't know how campaign is 70. That's like nothing.
There's no fucking way the campaign costs 70 gigabytes of storage space. That is a clown joke of epic proportions.
That is like more than like so many games for a 4-hour campaign.
How is that possible? Zombies being 70, campaign being
multiplayer plus zombies.
Oh god. So like, okay, so basically you turn off the campaign because you don't want to play that. You turn off the high res.
Or you spent your 3 hours and you played the campaign already and it was shit. So then you uninstall it because it's garbage.
Then you uninstall it and reinstall just the multiplayer. So the
I didn't
multiplayer is like
know
70.
I didn't know that the high res textures was like only for 4K. I didn't know that. I thought like if I turn that off, the game is gonna like look like dog shit
Nope.
basically, because it was just gonna be like
Nope.
low res crap.
For Diablo, it says it's like you should only have this on if you can use like 4K quality. They tell you there's like, yeah, if you have like amazing quality devices, if you have the hardware, turn this on. Game's gonna look awesome. For Call of Duty, I'll just say this: if you're turning it on for 4K, you're making a mistake. You don't need 4K for this game. I don't care who you are. You don't need it. What you just don't. Like it looks pretty, sure, but it's Call of Duty, man. You can turn on 4K for other games that are going to use it. You know what I mean? Like that are using it to its best of its ability.
I bet you one of the reasons also that like these games like get so bloated in terms, especially with like an annualized series like Call of Duty, is they reuse so much code, and I bet you they don't clean it up very much, and that like, you know, there's just a bunch of like leftover garbage from like past games that just stays in there and takes up storage space.
I can understand why Baldur's Gate is a massive bloated
120.
Yeah, I can understand why that's 120. I can get that. That I actually get. And I bet if you turn off the high-res assets, it goes down considerably, considering the size. But Call of Duty should not be 210, 213. Yeah. Should not be that. Call of Duty should not be that. And it's just like, it is because they're just not cleaning things up. I think you're right. They're just not cleaning anything up. They get all this like shit in there that's been left from previous Call of Duties that they refuse to recycle out or clean out. But it's a joke. This game should not be 213 gigabytes of storage space. The fact that it is it's a joke, and it's a testament to how lazy they are in regards to optimizing the storage space. 213, like, let's say you're on a reasonable device, okay? And your storage space is probably 1 to 2 terabytes.
Yeah.
That's 10 to 20% of your space.
That's 20%. And it's actually more than that, because, you know, you don't get the full terabyte because there's stuff for the operating system and stuff. Like you get like maybe you get like 850 to 900, something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
so
that's like 25%. That's like 25%.
Yeah, it's a joke.
For one
yeah, it's a joke. Like, I cannot believe they keep doing this and getting away with it. They just keep getting away with it. It's amazing to me that they're just consistently doing this. So storage space is a joke. I just think it's hilarious. So I'm trying to find if there's anything else that stood out to me.
I think that's about it.
Yeah, that was the big stuff. Okay. Look, short story.
Apparently there's no platinum. There's no platinum trophy for the game. Apparently, which doesn't. Which, like, I don't know how they even pass PlayStation certification without a platinum trophy. I feel like that would be a requirement for PlayStation certification, is to have a platinum trophy. But okay,
maybe
whatever.
If you boot the game up, they give you a platinum trophy. They're like, thanks. There, we got it. I'm thinking. Yeah, here's my review of not playing the game but knowing the campaign and all this. Don't buy this game. That's my review. If you're a Call of Duty fan, you'll buy it. I get it. You're gonna buy it. If you're not, if you are on the fence, you shouldn't buy this game. You should just play the other Call of Duty that came out. Just play the other ones. Dude, don't buy this. It is like, I mean, please don't.
we've said this about like sports games, but like, I feel like Call of Duty at this point should just be like free to play, and they just update it every year. Like, with maybe you can pay like $30 for a new campaign every year, and
they could do yearly DLC,
some and just do like DLCs and keep adding more and more maps and you know, whatever.
Yeah, I think they should. I think they should have done that by now. They should have done like games free to play.
Yeah, but they want to charge $70 or maybe $90 for like whatever early access nonsense I'm sure they're doing for this game too.
Because they know people are gonna buy it. They've hooked on addiction. They've gotten people addicted. It's sports games. Sports games know people are addicted to them. They know that. They know you are addicted to the sports game, so they consistently release it. Because like, we know you're addicted to it. Call of Duty is the same way. They know people are addicted to it. They're going to keep releasing it. Call of Duty should do what like other free to play games do. It should be free to play. It should be like Call of Duty whatever, free to play. You know, at that point, I don't even care if you have a campaign, but free to play. You can pay $30 for a campaign. There's yearly DLC for like $30. That's like it's just like a big update like of new maps, maybe like an extra campaign missions. You know, new guns come in, all that. Like you buy the DLC for $30, you get all this. You get all this extra stuff. That's what it should be, and I think that's reasonable. Instead of charging $60 for a shitty campaign, horrible storage space optimization, what will probably be a similar multiplayer experience to the last one. With maybe a few different guns and
you just throw out everything that was in the last one.
Yeah,
It's like all those maps and guns and kill streaks and
all that's gone.
Whatever the mechanics of the last one are, like, nope, those are gone. We just have a whole new set of stuff for this one. Like, screw all that stuff. We won't. You can't play that anymore if you play the new one. Like,
is this on Game Pass? Because it's Microsoft now.
It's not.
There you go. Well, you're shit out of luck.
I wonder if Call of Duty will come to Game Pass in the next couple of years or something, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, you're shit out of luck for that one. I was about to say I should play this on Game Pass, play the campaign, and be like, wow, this is horrible.
It is not even worth.
It's not even worth Game Pass. Shit.
It's not even worth my 3 to 4 hours to like.
Damn.
And my 120 gigabytes of storage space on my computer to download this and play that dog shit campaign. Like,
no, I'm with you. I
mean, I used to like Call of Duty. I used to play Call of Duty back in like the heyday.
The good days. The good old days.
The good days, and even some of the bad days. Like we played Ghosts. We played Ghosts, and we played what was the last World War II one? The Boots on the Ground. It was just called World War II. I think it was just called World War II.
Or something like that. Whatever. Yeah, that one.
That one was dog shit too.
I enjoyed parts of it, but like
you liked the fucking raid mode or whatever it was.
Oh yeah,
called.
that was great. What a clown fiesta mode. I loved it.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That was fun.
I forget what the hell they called
was.
That
I don't know, but it was great. It was like you're on like a battlefield with like 16v16, something ridiculous.
So yeah, I've played some of like the played Call of Duty back in the good days and even some of the bad days. I haven't played it in like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years, I think. If it was on Game Pass though, I might like download it and play it a little bit every year, but I sure as hell won't spend $70 every year on Call of Duty.
I wouldn't.
Fuck that.
No, I don't think anybody should. I don't think anybody should be spending money. I know Call of Duty has had a history before of going on sale for Black Friday. I don't think they're doing that. They'll do that this year because it's too close, but in some years they've had a history, and like other games will go a little bit on sale. They'll like discount like $10 to $20. I still think that Call of Duty's multiplayer is fun, to be clear. I have had fun before and still could have fun playing it. Don't get me wrong.
No, like the mechanics of Call of Duty are like, they're solid. The game
very solid. Like
fun.
It's clean.
It's fun to play. The presentation is usually great. Like their graphics are really good. The sound effects are really good. The voice acting is good. You know,
it's got
the game is like
stuff.
well put together.
Yeah.
It's just like it's just the same thing every year, and they want you to pay $70 every year for the same thing, where they throw out whatever was there last year and they give you a new thing, and then sometimes the campaign's good and sometimes it's this crap.
The mechanics of Call of Duty for gunplay. I'm gonna say gunplay. I have always, for me, been good. It's always been good for me. The only times I hated it were the stupid quick scoping. And I don't care what anybody says with like, it's a skill. Shut the fuck up. Quick scoping, I hate it. I hate it.
You're using a sniper rifle.
You're using a sniper rifle. Like, quick scoping to me, like, for whatever realism you get from Call of Duty, quick scoping to me is like the most unrealistic garbage thing I've experienced. But everything else is great. I really like enjoy Call of Duty's multiplayer for the gunplay. It's very good. And the map design used to be really good. the map design used to be really fun, where it's like you have like multiple levels, like you could exploit various areas of the maps because it was a leveled system, like very fun. Now it's just kind of like it's flat, flat garbage at this point. It used to be like kind of cool to play. Now it's like it's all flat. It's a clusterfuck. You're getting quick scoped. You're getting like there's no you can't really be stealthy anymore, so everybody's just running around with the head chopped off. And yeah, if you like that, it's basically just fast paced now. It's really fast paced. Yeah. And if you like that, and if you're okay with just like in that moment, I think you're gonna have a great time. I know there are some people that are crazy now with how they play multiplayer, and they're like running around like crazy and jumping all over the place because it's like it's hard to kill you when you're like all over the place. But I think if you like that kind of style now, where it's just fast paced, everybody's killing each other as fast as possible, that's great. There's no stealth anymore to like walk around people stealthily and taking them out. I'm not saying like camping, but you know what I mean. And there might be a time where like Call of Duty could be like something I try again. But for $70 with that space requirement,
yeah.
Also, I'd probably play it on console. Just saying, like I don't know what it is, but I like playing Call of Duty on console. PC is, I think aiming obviously is easier on PC, but I don't know. I like the idea of playing it on my console. It's like Halo. Like I like the idea of Halo on console. Anyway, I don't have anything else to add. I think if Call of Duty was like $30, I might give it a shot. If it was like $30, I'd give it a shot.
If it was on Game Pass, I would give it a shot, but that's about it. That's about it. I don't think I'd pay 30 for it. Like I'm just like,
well, I'd just be playing the multiplayer. I'd give two shits about the campaign. Okay. But anyway, let's talk about BlizzCon.